Welcome to our channel. In this video, we will be discussing ways rich people avoid paying taxes. Then we will go over some frequently asked questions about the topic and provide some insights on how to legally minimize your tax liability. The topic of taxes can be a sensitive one, especially when it comes to the wealthy. Many people believe that the rich do not pay their fair share of taxes, but is this really the case? We will be exploring why the rich do not pay taxes and how they avoid paying. Now, before you go thinking that we're promoting illegal activity, let us clarify that we're talking about legal strategies that are available to anyone. We're going to explore some of the most popular and effective ways that the wealthy minimize their tax liability. Invest all of it. One of the most effective ways to avoid paying taxes is to invest all of your money. When you invest, your money grows tax-free until you withdraw it. This means that you can avoid paying taxes on your investment gains until you're ready to cash out. Everything you use is owned by a business. Another way that the wealthy avoid paying taxes is by owning everything through a business. By doing so, they can deduct business expenses from their taxes and reduce their overall tax liability. This includes everything from their cars to their homes. Move somewhere with little or no tax. Some wealthy individuals choose to move to countries with lower tax rates or no income tax at all. This can significantly reduce their tax liability and allow them to keep more of their hard-earned money. Send it overseas. Another way that the wealthy avoid paying taxes is by sending their money overseas. By doing so, they can take advantage of tax havens and avoid paying taxes in their home country. However, it's important to note that this strategy is only legal if done correctly and in compliance with all tax laws. Charitable donations. Many wealthy individuals also choose to donate to charity as a way to minimize their tax liability. They can deduct the donation from their taxes and reduce their overall tax bill. Instead of a salary, take equity. Another strategy that the wealthy use is to take equity instead of a salary. By doing so, they can avoid paying income tax on the equity until they sell it. This can significantly reduce their tax liability and allow them to keep more of their earnings. Buying art. Buying art is another way that the wealthy avoid paying taxes. By purchasing art, they can take advantage of tax deductions and reduce their overall tax liability. This can be done by donating the art to a museum or gallery, then deducting the value of the art from their taxes, which allows them to lower their tax liability. Multiple nationalities. Some wealthy individuals choose to have multiple nationalities and no fixed residence. By doing so, they can take advantage of tax laws in different countries and reduce their overall tax liability. Gift money away. Another way that the wealthy avoid paying taxes is by gifting money away. By doing so, they can reduce their overall tax liability and help their loved ones at the same time. Have assets you can borrow against. If you have assets that you can borrow against, you can use those assets to avoid paying taxes. By doing so, you can reduce your overall tax liability and keep more of your hard-earned money. Filing for bankruptcy. Filing for bankruptcy is another way that the wealthy avoid paying taxes. By doing so, they can discharge their tax debt and reduce their overall tax liability. However, it's important to note that this strategy should only be used as a last resort and should be done with the guidance of a qualified bankruptcy attorney. Claim your yacht. If you own a yacht, you can claim it as your second home and take advantage of tax deductions. By doing so, you can reduce your overall tax liability and enjoy the benefits of yacht ownership. Using a trust. Using a trust is another way that the wealthy avoid paying taxes. By doing so, they can transfer their assets to the trust and avoid paying estate tax. Depreciating assets. Finally, depreciating assets on paper is another way that the wealthy avoid paying taxes. By doing so, they can reduce their taxable income and reduce their overall tax liability. Now that we've gone over strategies, let's go over popular questions. Ready? Let's dive in. Let's start with the question that's on everyone's mind. Why do the rich not pay taxes? The truth is the rich do pay taxes, but they have access to resources and strategies that help them minimize their tax liability. They also have access to tax deductions that are not available to the average taxpayer. How to not pay taxes. While there are several ways to not pay taxes, most of them are illegal. However, there are legal ways to minimize your tax liability. You can take advantage of tax deductions and credits, invest in tax-free municipal bonds, and contribute to tax-deferred retirement accounts. How to legally pay no taxes. To legally pay no taxes, you can take advantage of tax deductions and credits, invest in tax-free municipal bonds, and contribute to tax-deferred retirement accounts. You can also donate to charities and deduct the donation on your tax return. By using these strategies, you can keep more of your hard-earned money and invest it in your future. How to get away with paying no taxes? This is an interesting question and an important one since it highlights people's concerns, issues, and disagreements with the topic of taxes. Getting away with paying no taxes is illegal. It involves hiding income and assets from the government. If caught, you could face fines and even jail time. It is important to pay your fair share of taxes and use legal strategies to minimize your tax liability. Why don't rich people pay taxes? We've already established that the rich do pay taxes, but they may pay a lower percentage of their income in taxes than the average taxpayer due to tax deductions. How do billionaires not pay taxes? Billionaires do pay taxes, but they have access to resources and strategies that help them minimize their tax liability. They also have access to tax deductions that are not available to the average taxpayer. Additionally, some billionaires may choose to move their money offshore to avoid paying taxes in their home country. Do rich people pay taxes? Yes, rich people do pay taxes, but they may pay a lower percentage of their income in taxes than the middle class due to tax deductions. Can billionaires end poverty? Billionaires alone cannot end poverty, but they can contribute to efforts to reduce poverty through charitable donations and investments in social programs. Do billionaires use credit cards? Yes, billionaires use credit cards just like everyone else. However, they may have access to a different level of service than the average person. Which country has no tax? There is no country that has no tax. However, some countries have lower tax rates than others, such as Bahamas, Hong Kong, United Arab Emirates, Bermuda, Saudi Arabia. Now, don't pack your bags just yet. There will be pros and cons of living in each country, and you will need to research the legal and financial impacts. Do rich people live longer? Studies have shown that rich people tend to live longer than poor people. This is likely due to factors such as better access to healthcare, better nutrition, and less stress. Do middle class pay more taxes? The middle class does pay a higher percentage of their income in taxes than the wealthy due to the progressive tax system. Do lower income individuals pay taxes? Yes. Those in the lowest tax brackets do pay taxes. They may pay sales tax, property tax, and other taxes. Who pays the most taxes? The wealthy pay the most taxes in terms of total dollars, but they may pay a lower percentage of their income in taxes than the middle class due to deductions. Why do billionaires need so much money? Many people may say, well, why not? Billionaires may accumulate wealth for a variety of reasons, such as to fund their businesses, invest in new ventures, financial freedom, and support charitable causes. Now let's do a quick speed round of questions we found. Here we go. How many billionaires are there in the world? There are approximately 2,755 billionaires in the world. How much is a billionaire taxed? The amount a billionaire is taxed depends on their income, deductions, and other factors. However, they may pay a lower percentage of their income in taxes than the average taxpayer. How do billionaires spend their money? Billionaires spend their money on a variety of things, such as luxury goods, investments, and philanthropic causes. How do billionaires invest their money? Billionaires invest their money in a variety of ways, such as stocks, real estate, and private equity. How much would it cost to end world hunger? Estimates vary, but it is estimated that it would cost approximately $330 billion per year to end world hunger. How much wealth does the 1% own? The 1% owns approximately 40% of the world's wealth. And there you have it. These are just some of the ways that the wealthy reduce their tax burden. It's important to note that these strategies are legal and available to anyone. However, it's also important to use them responsibly and in compliance with all tax laws. We just want to remind you that the information we're sharing in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is not tax, financial, legal, or health advice, so please don't take this as professional advice. On a serious note, we really want to emphasize that it's important to consult with licensed professionals in these fields. We don't want you to get into any trouble or make any mistakes that could have serious consequences. But hey, we also want to keep things light and fun. We are sharing interesting info about how the wealthy avoid paying taxes. Just don't go using these strategies without doing your due diligence and consulting with the appropriate professionals. Let's keep the conversation going and continue to share our thoughts, opinions, and insights with one another. If you were wealthy, would you use any of the strategies mentioned in this video? Do you think the wealthy should pay a higher tax rate than the middle class and lower income earners? Why or why not? Write your answers in the comments below, and thanks for watching, and we hope you learned something new.